Hey, what's up? It's Comic 95 the Savior, and wow, it's been a very long time since I recorded a video. Life has been busy, but this is not to talk about me. If you want to catch up, we'll probably do a live stream. I'll share content on Patreon, etc. But I want to stay on topic for this video, and I just want to say that the worst thing you can do to yourself here in Japan is to try to maintain a life that's no longer serving you, pretending to be happy in a situation that you are not happy in order to entertain people that don't know you, don't give a crap about you, or that maybe they do, but they'll be over it in 2.5 seconds. And they have their own problems in their own life, which is the reason why they're so heavily focused on yours. And what I'm getting at is, do not stress and feel like it's the end of the world if your boyfriend breaks up with you, or if your husband divorces you, or whatever the case is, you get cheated on, etc. And I'm gonna be honest with you myself, like, I've been in your position. I told you guys this before, but I've almost got a divorce multiple times. Not really too proud of it. There's lots of details that you all will probably never know, and that's okay, because you want to know what? It's my life. And everything that goes on with you, just like myself, everyone doesn't need to know. And also, just like how you make mistakes and, slip up, have failures, whatever, people lie to you, cheat on you, treat you wrong, guess what? It happens to other people too. The same people that are judging you, talking trash about you, or that you're afraid of and fearful of them doing those things, they have their own bullshit that they don't want to have exposed either. And that's one of the things that I always have to remind myself as a YouTuber myself. Like, whenever I make content and I get negative comments, I always have to ask myself, this person, what are they sharing about themselves? If I click on your channel, what will I find? Oh, you're using a troll throwaway account because you're too much of a coward to actually leave a comment with your real account, because you don't want me to be able to spy on you and, talk trash about you. So you're willing to dish crap, talk about me, give judgment, share your unwanted 2 cents, but you're afraid of me doing the same thing back to you. And that right there alone, it's like, it just serves as proof. You are going through the same thing, if not worse than what I am, which is the reason why you are not willing to show yourself. You are not willing to, have anything up that could possibly trace anything back to yourself, because you don't feel confident in yourself. You can't call me ugly while hiding yourself. You can't make fun of my husband when you don't have one. Like, do you see what I'm trying to say? You can't brag about a lifestyle that you have when you aren't willing to show what you claim that you have that's so much better than what I do. And so, like, I gave you guys that example before in a recent upload that I made. Well, not recent, it's like a year ago almost. But where I was talking about how that girl, I assume, was talking about how, what she said, that I had like a bathroom apartment or something, like, just completely like got off of the topic of what we were talking about, which was the idea that as a woman, you should not, as a doctor at that, want to be married to a man who is a house husband. We're not going to get into that conversation for this video, but instead of staying on topic with the reason why, it was just basically trying to say, well, you're not living a great life because your husband's not filthy rich. Look at where you guys are living. That has nothing to do with what I was saying inside the video, but that's another topic. We're not going to get into that. But what I'm getting at is, of course, go to that person's channel. There's nothing there. There's no videos. There's no photo. Throwaway name. And then when I actually tried to do the math, I was like, wait, hold on. Let me try to calculate what they're claiming to have. What they were bragging about was small. They clearly must have been an American, because they didn't seem to understand how the metric system works. They asked for me, well, they didn't ask, but they egged me on to say how big my apartment was. And even although I said that I had a larger apartment and gave the square meters for it, they conveniently had an apartment that was even bigger than that. And then the size that they said theirs was also equated to a small place. If you have a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment that's only, I forgot how many square meters they said, whatever the amount it was, let's just say that it's 70 square meters. That's actually small, but that's another story. So you see what I'm trying to say? My point is this: don't feel shameful and fearful and keep yourself inside of bad situations because you're afraid of people finding out, oh my god, my life is, her life isn't perfect. Oh my god, like, she talked all this crap, gave all this advice, and now look what happened. Look, she lost that job she was bragging on. She lost that boyfriend that she had. Look, they got a divorce. And yes, sure, I'm not stupid. I understand. Yes, you're human. It feels embarrassing. It seems shameful, right? And fine, to a certain degree. Kind of is. But it's life. It's life. It really is. I have embarrassing stories for days, many of which I have not really shared in detail, but just to give you a couple, well, one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me was getting kicked out of an apartment and the owners of the apartment being there with the eviction people, and like me awkwardly being inside the place while they're there and them watching all of my stuff get thrown away. And it was like just utter silence. And that's just one of many stories. And I have plenty of stories like that. And again, like, if I were to not share these type of things, people like you all watching my content be like, oh my God, never met anybody that, went through the same thing as me. But you want to know what? Just as many of you will watch this and be like, wow, thanks for being real, keeping it real. Thanks for being relatable. Thanks for giving me, advice and stopping me from making your stupid mistakes. There will be plenty of other people that will watch the same content, including other YouTubers, that would use this as ammo and fuel to hate me for basically being human and sharing that I have different thoughts, different opinions, and I've made poor decisions and dumb mistakes, and sometimes repetitively. And with that said, it's like, okay, you have to think to yourself, do you want to focus on the people that you're helping, or do you want to focus on the people that are taking the shit that you're giving them as ammo, fuel, whatever, and getting off to your bad situations on random forums? And that's going to happen anyway, regardless, to be honest with you. So, and to think about it, like, you are more than likely not a YouTuber if you're watching my content. You likely don't even have to deal with the stuff that I do. So when you go through bad things, there's literally no reason. The people that are in your life should love and care about you and support you. Thus, it shouldn't matter to them that you got divorced. They should be happy that you're still alive. It shouldn't matter to them that your boyfriend of 5 years broke up with you. Like, none of that type of stuff. The fact that you lost your job should even matter to them. They should be happy that you're still here. Their goal should be to try to comfort you if they're truly your friend, truly your family. Your mindset should not be, let me try to prop myself up and pretend to be happy, pretend to be in a good place when I am not. And I've personally been there. I've done that. I'm speaking from personal experience. I understand the temptation and the desire to do so, but I promise you, you're only going to hurt yourself. And also, keeping yourself in a bad relationship, keeping yourself in a bad job, when you know you're not happy where you are, when you know you're being underpaid, when you know you're not being valued, when you know you're not being loved, when you know you're not being taken care of, you are stopping yourself from finding the job that will pay you what you are worth and then some. You're stopping yourself from finding the husband, the man, the boyfriend, whatever, that will love you, that will marry you, that will actually be faithful to you when you are so busy trying to hang on to something that is no longer serving you, someone that no longer cares about you, someone that never did love you, someone that never did care about you. I don't care if you've been married for 30 years. If you come and have an epiphany and come to the realization that, wow, I'm in a crappy relationship, get up, move, leave. There's no shame in doing that. The same people that are going to laugh at you, clown you, be like, I knew marriage is a waste, whatever. Those same people would do anything to be inside of your shoes and have the experiences that you've had. And also, prove them wrong again. Get married and do it a second time. So what? So, and then also keep in mind that, I have mixed feelings on this topic. But you don't have to share everything with everyone. If it makes you feel better to be more private, do it. But I will say this. My mindset is like this. If I find that I have to hide everything from someone, you're not my friend. I don't want to live a life where I'm constantly having to think, oh, I can't tell them this. That's YouTube for me. I don't want to live a life like that. If you're in my life and I can't feel comfortable telling you the bad things going on with me, I want to get rid of you. You don't need to be here because I can't be myself around you. And that's one of the things that I've loved about my channel. If you are super sensitive, sorry, I'm going to say it bluntly, I hate liberals and I hate Republicans, but I probably hate liberals just a slither more. And with that said, if me speaking bluntly, me not being politically correct, irritates you, bothers you, makes you mad, you get offended, leave. I'm not going to do that politically correct YouTube cancel culture type shit where I pretend to feel sorry for shit that I don't feel sorry for. I am going to unapologetically be myself, as cringy as it sounds. I'm going to be me. And if you don't like what I have to say, you don't like my opinions, you don't like my thoughts, you don't like what I've done, leave. There's literally millions of channels you can watch, millions of people you can watch, thousands of foreigners in Japan, if not hundreds of black women in particular that you can watch here on YouTube. There's no reason for you to watch my channel. I am not them. I have no aspiration to be like them. Look, a lot of your favorite girlies then asked to collaborate with me and I turned them down. But we ain't gonna talk about that. And you wanna know what? 2 claps for them. It's great. They're going on to bigger, better, greater things. But I said this before, see this content either before or after this video. I have no interest in changing myself in order to make content to make money. It's just not my thing. I would love to do it, but then you all would catch me in lies. Be like, oh look, she's so phony. She said that she likes this, but really, if you watch this video from 3 years ago, she said this is horrible. I'm not dealing with that type of shit. Okay, I want to be myself. And if being myself means I make my little funky, $300, $400 checks a month, that's fine with me. So, anyway, just be with people that make you happy. I do not encourage divorce, but if divorce is necessary If you are in a toxic, bad relationship, you are not with somebody who's actually with you as a partner, consider it. Pray about it. Consider it. Do what you have to do. If your partner leaves you and you get a divorce, don't feel ashamed about it. Plenty of people have been in your position, and those that have not likely came very close, and some of them more than once, like myself. And again, look, I might look back on this video 5, 10, 3 years, 1 year, 6 months from now and find myself in that exact situation. And you want to know what? I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be depressed. Might have a few panic attacks, but life is going to go on. And you want to know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my ass back out there and date again. You want to know why? Because life has to keep going. I am not going to stop and end my life because I'm afraid of some total stranger online clowning me, or because I'm afraid of my sister clowning me, or, my cousin, my mother, I don't give a shit. Because you want to know what? Even if I were to stay happily married, even if I were to stay, rich and making good money at that, whatever job, guess what? People in my family, people that are my friends, people that are subscribed to me, people that are just hate watching and lurking, they are still going to find things to say negatively about my husband, negatively about my job, negatively about my house, negatively about my friends, negatively about me. There's no reason for me to pretend like I like things that I do not like, pretend to be something that I am not, pretend to have something that I don't have, when people are just going to find things within those things that I think they want me to have that they still don't like. Okay, here I am, I'm a doctor, and guess what? Now you're mad at me because you don't like the way that I did this at work, or I didn't explain this, or I work for this company, or I believe in, it's just always something. Literally, show you all my husband. Guess what? He doesn't seem like he really likes you. He seems like this. He doesn't seem very smart. The nigga is literally speaking a second language. Do you want to see how I would make videos in Japanese? So it's like, I can't even explain it, you guys. All I gotta say is this. Be happy. Do what makes you happy. As long as it's legal and doesn't harm any, oh my God, I can't talk. As long as it is legal and it doesn't harm other people. Do what makes you happy. Be considerate of others, but do what makes you happy. Don't stay with something or someone because you are trying to impress other people, because you're not going to impress them at the end of the day. In fact, they're going to be able to sense that something's off. They're going to be able to sense, I think she's hiding. Like, you're wasting your time. It's okay. You made a mistake. And life will go on. You chose a bad company. You made a stupid mistake. You said the wrong thing at work. Somebody set you up at work. You dated a guy that was just a serial cheater. It doesn't matter how much weight you lost, how beautiful you were, how short, how tall, how skinny, how fat. It does not matter. He was going to do what he did, whether you did something about it or not. Whether you made those changes or not. Maybe you are the person at fault. It's okay to take accountability and be real with yourself. Look, I ain't his family. I ain't him. Let's just be real with ourselves. Sometimes you are the problem, lady. Sometimes you are the fuck up. I've been the fuck up. I've done it before. And with that said, okay, learn from it, grow from it. Don't just feel like, everybody's wanting to be real with yourself. You made mistakes. You slipped up. Okay, now instead of feeling sad and depressed and wanting to end yourself, just think to yourself, what can I do differently moving on to another relationship? What can I learn from that? How can I move forward? How can I make changes so that this does not happen again? That is the mindset that you want to have. I promise you, nobody is going to be thinking about your first boyfriend, your 5th marriage, 5, 10 years from now. And if they are, they have issues. And if you are, you might have issues too, but guess what? You can solve those issues. Get back out there and date. Get back out there and get another job. Life is full of embarrassing moments, and it's also full of choices, and it's also full of regrets. It's also full of moments in which you make poor decisions. There are lessons to be learned, and many of them you can learn by being wise and listening to other people that have the experiences that you do and don't want to have. You can gain wisdom by listening to both. You don't have to experience everything on your own. That's actually foolish to do. The wise thing to do, listen and watch other people. Let them make the mistakes. Let them tell you about theirs. Save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money. You can do that. And it's never too late. I don't care if you're 30, I don't care if you're 40, I don't care 50, 60, 70. You always have time. You can always go back. Okay, you might have wasted 5 years of your life pretending to be happy in that relationship when you're not. You might have wasted 10 years of your life staying at a company that, was paying you trash. Afraid to move, afraid that you couldn't find other jobs, similar to that. You want to know what? You can't physically go back in time and change, what you did. But what you can do is, you can go back to that problem and change your mindset towards it and decide, okay, moving forward, we're not doing that anymore. I told you all, I lost my shit. I think I might have said his name before on Patreon. We ain't gonna say it here right now. Had an ex that I stupidly fucked up things with. We were supposed to have gotten married. And you wanna know what I did? I stupidly effed up that relationship. And I felt really dumb because I made a video talking about how I was getting married and something the other, just for it to not happen. Yeah. And you wanna know what? I was super embarrassed. I had panic attacks. I was not in my right mind. It was at a horrible time in my life. I was broke. It was just really messy. And you wanna know what? Eventually, I snapped out of it. I woke up and I realized, what is me moping around going to do? Nothing. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to solve anything. The solution is get your ass back up, get another job, date, and move on with your life. And if I didn't do that, there would be no baby Ichi. There would be no you Ichi. Like, my life would be not where it is right now. And it's not perfect right now, by any means. But I'm just saying, I was holding myself back because I was so busy worried about what are they going to think about me. I said I was getting married. Now it didn't happen. Should I lie about this? Why am I doing this to myself? Stop doing that to yourself. Some of you are in that mindset and you haven't even gotten there yet. I promise you, nobody cares. And also, I know it's hard when you're young and when you're in your early 20s, but let's use our brains. Use a little bit of discernment. You don't need to prematurely announce everything. You don't have to immediately tell people when you're pregnant. You don't have to immediately tell people when you get married. You don't have to immediately tell people when you get a boyfriend. You don't have to immediately tell people when you get a job, when you break up, when you get a divorce, when you have a miscarriage. You can stop sharing stuff immediately. You can wait. You want to know what's even crazier and even better? You don't ever have to tell them at all. So, whatever makes you happy, do it. And so, yeah, it's really it. But I feel like a lot of people stress themselves out, worry too much about things that really shouldn't matter to them at all. Because just as you have bad days, bad moments, other people do too. You want to know, make you feel a little bit better? I almost had a car accident this morning. This afternoon. I was on my way home and I was making a right turn on red, and I'm really bad at making turns. I always have to do a complete stop. Otherwise, I end up kind of losing control of my turn. So I always come to a full stop. And so I don't really like turning on red, but I feel the pressure to do it with the cars behind me. There was no car behind me, and I was like, I'm at a red light. Let me just turn right in front of my house, right? Just a couple blocks away. Well, the cars across the street, I knew that they had the right of way and I looked, but they hadn't gone yet. And as soon as I take my foot off the brake and step on the gas, they get ready to go straight. So I was about to hit them, T-bone them in the side. I probably would have been able to make it right before the truck, but just to be safe, I slammed my brake and stopped. And I felt super embarrassed because I'm like, oh my God, everybody saw me almost hit the Amazon truck. And so it wasn't like the regular truck, it was like the delivery, DSP, whatever truck thing. And so I had to tell myself, as I'm driving that last, few blocks to get home, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about that. They not gonna remember. At best, whoever was next to you, when they get home, oh man, this girl, she almost hit this Amazon truck. Yeah, she was trying to turn, she had it right away, whatever. 2-second conversation. I don't know them. They don't know me. They don't know where I live. I'm probably never going to see that driver again. Never going to see the people inside the cars next to me. They might not have even saw what almost just took place. The Amazon truck driver might not have even saw that I was about to completely turn. Who knows? Now here I am. I'm stressing myself out over this, thinking, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. What if they saw this? Had another situation, which I'm not going to go into detail about that. Say that for Patreon. But yeah, same situation. I hit a curb, blew out my tire, super embarrassing. And so again, the mindset of trying to hide this and act like it never happened because nobody can know. The same people pointing, laughing, oohing on, wanting to take photos, which this didn't happen, but let's just say that it did. The mindset that you have thinking that this is what everybody's doing. Okay? And if they do, are you ever going to see these people again? If you saw this, would you likely have done the same thing? Would you likely have said similar stuff? Yeah. And also, even if they do take pictures, laugh, point, whatever, they likely have had the same situation themselves. Or if they haven't yet, it's going to happen to them or a loved one of theirs. Hate to speak, negatively about other people and wish and hope things on them, but no, I'm just keeping it real. Most people have been in a car accident. If you've been driving for at least a few years, you've had an accident at some point, whether it be hitting someone or hitting something. You've made some sort of mistake while driving, or at least you had a near miss. You had some sort of situation, because you're human, you're not perfect. And if you're going to drive on a daily basis, especially for hours a day, you are bound to have an accident happen at some point, or at least a near miss. My mindset should have been, well, thank God I didn't have an actual accident. But immediately my mind was like, what are other people thinking? And the best thing, I can't think of the exact analogy that they gave, but how we have this mindset where we think that we're the main character in other people's lives, and we're just a background character. You think that everybody woke up and they're looking at you and they're ready to take your picture and see, do you look good? Are you fat? Are you ugly? Are you too tall? Do your heels, are you walking in the right? Your mindset is on, can they see that pimple? On my nose. Your mindset is literally just constantly thinking of how can you judge yourself? How can you make yourself feel insecure? And the reality is, other people aren't thinking about you like that. They're busy trying to feel secure about themselves. They're busy having insecure, inferiority complex type thoughts. They're busy feeling like they have imposter syndrome. Their whole day is literally everything that you're thinking about yourself, but about themselves. They're not focused on you. They're going to think about and remember that moment for 2.5 seconds. They're busy worried about their own lives. And the same thing goes for your relationship. Sure, they'll put their judgment out there, talk about your boyfriend, your husband, whatever. But you want to know what? After they're done being judgmental for that 2.5 seconds, they're going to go home and think about their own relationship, their own life, and be like, wow, my life's really crappy. I wish I had a husband. Or wow, my boyfriend treats me really awful. The same person busy judging you, they're living a crappier life than you are, if not the same life. And while that doesn't necessarily sound great, it should. It should literally make you realize, wow, we're all in the same situation. We're all in the same boat. That's the mindset you want to have. That does not mean expect and want and desire very little because other people have crappy lives. The mindset is instead, just as I'm going through some crap, they're going through some crap. Just as my picture perfect life wasn't so picture perfect after all, their picture perfect life also wasn't so picture perfect after all. The most judgmental people have the most to hide. Like I said, when I look at my comment section, look for haters, look to my inbox, look for haters in my spam box, etc., it never fails. I have yet to see a large channel with a happy channel owner, successful, married, with money, talking trash in my comment section. You want to know why? Because people that are truly happy, people that are truly successful, they don't have time to do that. They don't desire to do that. That is broke, unhappy talk. I just heard my phone vibrate. It might have been my husband. So I'm going to wrap this up. But I just want to say, yeah, calm down. The world's not over. It's not ending, unfortunately. Or shall I say, fortunately. You're fine. You're alive. Breathe in. Ouch! Life goes on, I promise you. It's okay. I've had embarrassing moments with relationships too. I've had embarrassing moments with jobs. And even if it does end, even if they laugh, even if they judge, you're an adult. You're still a badass bitch. Get back out there. Get back out there. Date. I didn't say fuck. I said date. Work on yourself. I don't know if that content will be up before or after this, but be willing to learn what you can do to better yourself. Maybe you should consider losing weight. Maybe you should consider, working on your personality. Maybe you have a really nasty attitude. It's hard to get along with you, hard to speak to you. Maybe you should improve your Japanese, whatever the case happens to be. Don't have the mindset of, it's all the other person. There's nothing I can do. I'm perfect. Don't be like that. But don't be like, oh my God, I'm such a horrible person. I don't deserve. This is not a pity, sympathy part. Nobody gives a fuck. You want to spend all day crying and moping and, whatever, and reminiscing on the past? Okay, have fun. But if you want to be happy, you really don't want to feel embarrassed, move on quickly. You want to know what's embarrassing? Staying and moping around on the same guy for weeks, months, years. That's embarrassing. And people will remember that. They will, oh yeah, like, she's been in a deep depression for the last 3 years. You know what they won't remember? Yo ex, where you keep moving on to the next one as soon as that one. That's the mindset that I'm telling you. If I had that mindset where I was going to wait around for years and pretend like things are fine when they are not, and if I was going to wait around and just try to like hide everything and force things to work, then I wouldn't be here right now. You're gonna miss out on meeting the next person because while you're busy crying about him, the guy you were supposed to meet, well, if you had been at the train station at that time, if you had been on, Tinder, on Paris, whatever the case is, at the right time, you would have met that person. But you decided to have a woe is me convention and decided to not do anything but cry. And it's okay to cry, to grieve. Yes, it's a loss. But you have to move on. There is such thing as an unhealthy amount of grief, especially over a relationship, specifically boyfriend, girlfriend. I can give you a pass if you're married, but even then, tick-tock, the clock is going, okay? Like, yes, grief needs time, but just remind yourself, no pressure, but lots of pressure. If you are busy crying and, reminiscing on a relationship, and it's going to take you months or years, you are now missing out on months or years that you could be spending dating and or married to your new man. I'm just saying. Just because your last relationship didn't work out does not mean the next one won't either. In fact, a big part of why people's next relationship oftentimes ends even faster or goes down the same way is because they have not worked on themselves. They immediately got back out there, dated, married again without ever taking a step back and thinking, why did my last relationship not work? Why did my last job not work out? Oh, gee, maybe I made the dumb mistake of applying for the same type of job, the same position that I knew I didn't like. Go figure. So, and again, it's life. Like, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make poor decisions. You're going to have regrets. That's just a part of life. It's the sucky part, but it's still a part of it. But it does not have to define you. You are more than your mistakes. You are more than that bad choice to work for that company, that bad choice to date that guy, that bad choice to sleep with that man. You want to know what? Life goes on. Can we acknowledge that you made poor decisions? Sure. Do we have to think about it 24/7? Do we have to beat ourselves up about it? No, that's stupid. What is that doing for you? Nothing. Acknowledge what you've done wrong. Make a plan to move on from it. Do it. Like that's literally it. There's no magic to it. I promise you, if I were to sit here and break down all of the stuff that you all don't know about me, all of the moments that I've had that I have not shared, you would be shocked. You'd be like, girl, you still doing YouTube video? Yep, I sure am. And you want to know what? It's kind of kept me sane in the midst of it all. And it's helped me to realize I'm human too. I receive so much hate, so much trash talking. I've read posts, forums, blogs. I've seen it all. And you want to know what? I just kind of laugh about it because I'm like, wow, I'm so important. There's losers that are making fake accounts. Like, you're logging into a fake account because you're scared of me. And you don't want me to know who you are, where you're from, what your job is, who you're married to, who your girlfriend, boyfriend. Interesting. What your baby looks like. Oh, yes, but you can talk about mine that you've never seen. Okay. Do you see what I'm trying to say? When you look at it that way, that should make you feel good about yourself. It sounds really narcissistic, but no, it's the truth. The fact that people fear you that much. The fact that people are so heavily invested in you. That's motivation. So, I'm done. Just know you are not alone. Life happens. People make mistakes, and you can't control other people. I said this before in other videos, but if my husband decides to leave me today, I guess, what am I going to do? Please don't. I am going to do that, but you want to know what? I can't stop. If he is determined to leave me, guess what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but I can't make somebody stay. Like, I can't make you do anything, just like you can't make me do anything. I cannot make him stay. And you have to remember that for yourself too. You cannot make him stay. You can try everything in the books and do everything right, and hopefully for your sake it does work. But if he does not really want to, he ain't going to. You can do everything under the sun to be a good noodle, be a good employee. But if your job want to let you go, they gonna let your ass go. They gonna fire you. Paint it, twist it, put it however you want. You cannot control other people. Why cry over something that you cannot change? Why stress yourself out over that? And plus, I ain't gonna lie to you, this sounds really bad as a married woman, but I'm just gonna keep it real. That's supposed to not run my ring. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Kind of feels good to go back out there and date. Like, you should be looking forward to that. Like, that's fun. Meet somebody new. Go out to places for the first time together. Make memories. Take pictures. Get to know someone all over again. Have sex. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, that's fun. Like, I would not be... Look, alright, let me stop lying. I would be crying, alright? I'm gonna cry like a bitch. But you want to know what? Give me a minute. I'll get back on my feet. But only for a second, because, man, riding dick hurt. My knees are going, y'all. But alright, anyway, back on subject. I'm gonna get back on my feet. But actually, I prefer my knees. But okay. I'm sorry. Hands and knees. Just make it very clear. You don't know what? The best position is on your stomach. It is. Okay. We'll talk about sex later. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway, back on subject. Let me drink some water. Sorry, children. But yeah, it's like, there is literally so much to look forward to when you go back out there. And this sounds like toxic advice, and I don't mean it in the toxic way. And then I promise I'm wrapping it up after this. We're at 30 minutes now, over 30 minutes. The truth is, it is so much harder to get over somebody when you're not with somebody new. Do not take this out of context. I am not encouraging you to sleep with people for the purpose of trying to get over an ex. But what I am saying is, if you are not in a new relationship, you are going to feel sad and feel depressed because you're going to wish that when you see couples that was you. You're going to have that sort of mindset. You're going to miss cuddling together and hugging and kissing and cooking for your partner and cleaning for them and going on dates and laughing and being held by them and, you know, whatever little cringy stuff y'all couples do, okay? With that said, if you allow yourself to date again, to message guys again, to give men a chance again, guess what? You're going to instantly feel happy. You're going to instantly forget about your ex because you're so busy trying to flirt with and be cute for these new guys. Get back out there. Now, of course, be mindful. Get back out there does not mean go back out there and fuck. That's what I'm telling you to do. I am telling you, get to know men, date men, and when you find a good man, get married first. But then fuck them, okay? That's what you want to do. So, that's literally the only way you're going to get over them. Because if you're thinking, look, some people can do that, but most of us cannot. You're not going to get over him by just letting 12 years go by, right? You're still, oh, my ex-husband. You want to know what will help you get over your ex-husband? Finding a new boyfriend that takes you out to more expensive dates, that buys you more expensive, better gifts, that takes good care of you mentally, that massages you, that, you know, does everything that your ex didn't do. And then some. That will help you. Especially if his dick is big, girl. But anyway, that's what you want. You do not want to just be sitting there moping, lying around and not dating. Because yeah, sure, you can get over it with time. But the reality is, even with that time, you're still not going to be fully healed. But I promise you, it is pretty hard for you to move on to a new partner if they're a good partner and you're married to them, for you to still not be healed. That's going to be difficult to do. Granted, keyword, they're better than your ex. I'm not even talking about looks wise. I mean the way that they treat you. He ain't got to be an upgrade in the looks department. If he's an upgrade in the wallet department, an upgrade in the how does he care about me, mentally, physically department? Does he give me head in bed department? Okay, like, that's what I'm talking about. You do not want to have the mindset of just stay sad and I'll get over it eventually. That's a horrible way to handle grief. A horrible way to handle a breakup. Expedite it. Date. Talk. Go through counseling. Do everything. Go back to school. Learn new skills. Switch your job. Use a new nickname. Like, change everything that you need to. Do whatever is going to make you happy that's legal and safe for you. Do not be stupid and go out there risking it all and just having random wild sex. That's not what I'm encouraging you to do. That is a horrible idea and can end very badly. Either you're going to be on the news, or you're going to put an STD, or an unwanted baby. I'm not going to suggest that. I don't want that for you. What I do want for you is for you to be happy. What I do want for you is for you to upgrade from your ex. What I do want you to do is to stop focusing on what other people think, because they don't matter. I don't matter. I don't matter. My opinion of who you're with is not important. You want a house husband? Hey, I ain't gonna fight you. Alright? Like, if that's what you ain't gonna be my daughter, but if that's what you want, hey, have fun. Knock yourself out. So, if you're on your 12th marriage, 13 is a charm. Like, I'm just keeping it real with you. Don't let complete strangers or family members put limitations on what can and cannot make you happy. On how many chances you get to make this. Don't allow them to do that. You have to be in control of your own life. You may have lost a little bit of control in that moment. But here you go. The steering wheel's yours. Do what you will. Get it? Do what you will. Do what you want. Do what you want with the wheel. Okay? You want to crash out? Hey. I didn't tell you to do that. But you chose to. You want to take control and steer yourself in the right direction and realize, okay, chose a bad partner. We're going to be focused now. We're going to keep driving forward. That's what I suggest that you do. You now have control again. Losing control does not mean you never get it back. We've all lost control. We've all gone crazy. We've all spazzed out. We've all had our moments. And guess what? Life moves on after those moments. And we're able to, once again, be in control. To calm ourselves down. Your past is not you. Your crappy ex does not mean you only deserve crappy men. It doesn't mean you're a crappy person. You being a crappy partner does not mean you have to keep being a crappy partner. A big secret that a lot of people don't talk about very much is that oftentimes, a lot of the time when you see people that are really good spouses, they likely treated some other women really awful before they met their current wife. The girl that you're seeing get loved on and whatnot and taken care of so tenderly and kind, she's lucky. His ex, the women before her, they didn't get that side of him. It oftentimes takes losing what you want for you to recognize these type of things. He may have treated his ex horribly. She left him. He begged her to come back. She refused. He vowed when he moved on to do everything that his ex wanted him to do. And this is where a lot of girls get the mindset of, which is true. You spend all that time and money on a man and, he, F's up everything, and then he goes on, marries the next girl, treats her right, buys her the ring you asked for, do everything that you wanted him to do. Well, as bad as it's going to sound, look at it this way. I want for you what that girl has. You are likely going to find somebody who messed up what their ex did. And now they're going to move on to you and realize, hey, I screwed up with her. I don't want to go through this again. Lesson learned. I'm going to treat my new wife, I'm going to treat my new girlfriend like a queen. That's what you want. And be willing to forgive. People make mistakes. People make poor decisions. And yes, that includes cheating. That's a taboo thing to say. We'll have to make another video on that topic in particular, but just hear me out. If you really love your partner, is it really worth it to break up over something that can be forgiven. I'm just saying. Now, mind you, there's a difference between someone asking for forgiveness and truly slipping up, and someone being abusive, manipulative, and taking advantage of you. Know the difference. That's too much to go into for this. We're over 40 minutes now, so I'm done. All I'm going to say is, do what makes you happy. Don't try to pretend to be happy in a relationship when you're not, because you want other people to feel good. If you need to, take a break off of social media. I did it. Work on your relationship. You don't ever have to get back to everybody and tell them what happened. You don't have to be on social media. If you don't have a social media account, outside of like YouTube and whatnot, like, that's fine. You don't have to tell people in real life either. Keep it to yourself. Bringing outside people into a relationship I'm not even talking about threesomes. I'm just talking about letting people be nosy. Telling your parents, your friends, your sisters, everything about what's going on with. That is an easy way to get a divorce. Again, another video, not for today. So, yeah, all the best of luck, but just know that, while you're thinking, oh my God, my life is so horrible, I'm so embarrassed, what are they going to... I've had all those thoughts. And I just shared little bits of stuff with you all here. I have much worse stories, much more detail to the stories that I just shared. Yeah, I had some brown paper bag moments, okay? Like some serious brown paper. In fact, to make it worse, look at it this way. My moments that I had was as a black woman in Japan. Do you know how much I stand out? You are not going to mistake me for someone else, okay? Like, you will know, oh, that's the girl that embarrassing thing happened to. You, on the other hand, 9 times out of 10, you do not live in Japan. Whatever situation that has you feeling down in the dumps, guess what? They're not going to remember you. They're not going to recognize you. And if you do live in Japan, like how I do, guess what? Okay. They remember you for 2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds longer than they would the Japanese person. But you want to know what? Eventually, you'll go back to the same place. New people. The people that used to know move. They don't remember you. They don't remember what happened. New places get built. New jobs become available. People move to different countries, different towns. You can start your life over, even in the same country. I did it. I started off in Tokyo, moved to the Kansai area. When I came back to Tokyo, almost no one seemed to remember or recognize me. Completely new people to date. And vice versa. So, I'm done. That's all. Best of luck to you. Calm down, relax, deep breath. It's gonna be okay. I promise you. You are not alone. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of other girlies here in Japan, here on YouTube, in my comment section, watching my video that will never leave a comment for whatever reason, and they're going through exactly what you are. And they also feel the same pressure to pretend to be happy, to pretend to not be going through a divorce, to pretend to, not be on their 5th marriage, to pretend like everything's okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to tell everyone everything that's going on. But my advice to you is, don't try to hold on to someone that doesn't want you to hold on to them. Don't be afraid to let them go. And accept the love and care that someone else is trying to give you. Think about the happy feelings that you've had in relationships. Think about how you want to feel. Think about what you want to receive. Think about the experiences that you want to have that you're not getting right now. And that should motivate you to move on to a new relationship. It definitely did for me. It's okay to embarrass yourself with your partner. It's a lesson learned. And again, you can't control what they did or what they choose to do. You can only control yourself. So remember that. That's all for now. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you want to talk about your situation, relationship, whatever, you can send me an email. I have consultations. The description box has all the information for you. Please follow me on my social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, etc., Facebook, Again, all of the links are at the end of this video and in the description box down below. That's all. Please like this video, leave a comment, and if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me. I'd appreciate it. And if you have any video ideas, questions for me, any general topics you'd like for me to discuss, please leave a comment down below, or you can send me an email directly with your requests. Please do not direct message me, no DMs, please, just emails. So that is all for now. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch another video. Bye.